Hi, my name is Fede Petro, also known as Midnight Gaucho. This first song I'm going to play is called Salir A Robar, and I wrote it with a friend of mine in Argentina a long time ago. It goes like this. Piernas de luz, lentes de sol, baila de día, la destrucción, cómo vivir, cómo escapar, si llora de luto. La libertad, voy a salir a robar lo que a mí me robaron. Voy a apuntarle directo en la cara al pasado y seguir. Salir a robar lo que a mí me robaron. Voy a apuntarle directo en la cara al pasado y seguir. Brazos en cruz, muerto de amor, busca un amigo, la depresión, cómo fingir, cómo ignorar, si salta desnuda la soledad, voy a salir a robar lo que a mí me robaron. Voy a apuntarle directo en la cara al pasado y seguir. Voy a salir a robar lo que a mí me robaron. Pararle directo en la cara al pasado y seguir. This next song is called Throw It All Away, and it talks about when you are old enough to allow things to be gone and not cry too much about it, but also cry a little bit about it, enough to write a song about it. It's such a pity now that we should feel this way, not knowing if one thing could throw it all away. The summer is long gone, at the coldest springing light, to the things that we can't say, 'cause we won't play the game. And I have finally turned that age where moving on feels okay. But it hurts not to say it all before the day is done. Still it don't feel right to put away all that love for someone who gave you all in your darkest time. But what is really fair if we made up the rules? Your smile will live on in my broken heart. And I have finally turned that age where moving on feels okay. But it hurts not to say it all before the day is done. And I have finally turned that age where moving on feels okay. But it hurts not to say it all before the day is done. And the day might come when you'll remember me for the time that we didn't spend playing stupid games, for the time that we didn't spend playing stupid games, for the time that we didn't spend playing stupid games. The hair. This next song I'm going to do is called The Good, the Bad, and Me. And it's the song that gives name to the EP that I'm releasing this week, August 29th of 2025. Whenever you watch this, go listen to this song. I've been trying to hold myself down for too long. I've been meaning to tell you all about it, but you're gone. I had my reasons and I had my ways. My hero complex won't just go away. Ghost wanders a shadow every day, and I can't kneel. But each morning is clear, and I can see how I'll heal. I've served my time on the dark side. Now it's time to show you I really am. Know what the difference is between the good, the bad, and me. I'm a pony on a wild horse. There's a childish terror in me now when I hear the storm. You have a loaded misperception of what went wrong. You shouldn't let that little child speak. You'd be surprised of all the things you've missed. And you may never know what the difference is between the good, the bad, and me. I'm a pony on a wild horse. And you may never know what the difference is between the good, the bad, and me. I'm a pony on a wild horse. This song is called Last Breath, and there's a theme. I have lots of songs that are the last of something, and it was at a time where I smoked a lot of cigarettes, and now I don't smoke any cigarettes, which is better that way, but I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes, and it always felt like at night when I was about to go to sleep, it felt like the last breath. I was like, just like struggling to, and I was very young. So expressing that feeling in a song about trying to do what you feel is right, even though you know that it doesn't work that way. It's about that and that struggle. So it goes like this. You gave me a little push to move along, but I don't seem to get the hint. There's always something new that pulls me back to you, and I'll end up where I started. But now I'm done. I keep on looking up to try to find the signs when they're actually burning my feet. There's a fire underwater that it's hard to see, and I'll keep shouting while I'm drowning, 'cause I can't swim. Oh, I'll fight till my last breath. You got the upper hand, it's not hard to see. Well, I gave away all my moves. Even when I'm right, I'm always goddamn wrong. It's time to hang the towel before the bell rings, or I'll end up on the ground. You know that I've been there many times before, and I'll keep swinging until I'm down, 'cause I'm stuck that way. Oh, I'll fight till my last breath. Oh, I'll break my
Okay, Fede Petro, also known as Midnight Gaucho.
How's it going?
Thanks for joining me. This is great. The set was fantastic. Songs, I really enjoyed them. One thing I wanted to ask you, as I was reading up on you a bit, you had said, well, I guess first start out, I'll get there, but where are you from, and why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I was born and raised there, but traveled and came here throughout my life, so I was very much impacted by American culture growing up, as well as Argentine culture, where I was born and raised. Yeah.
So I was going to say, I'd read that you were impacted by Marty McFly.
Yes. One of the biggest influences in my music life is definitely the fictional character from Back to the Future.
He impacted a lot of people.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I saw him on stage playing Johnny B. Good, in the movie, and it was like, that's exactly what I want to do.
And that was definitely really him too.
Yeah. So I became obsessed with that. Later on, I did a Back to the Future theme party in Argentina, and we had one of the actors from the movie come and play his part and sing live. Very nerdy stuff.
I love it. I love that
full
movie.
circle,
I think that's great.
But it's like it influenced the feeling that fuels most people. That it's like that seems like the most fun that you can ever have.
Yeah,
be playing with a band on stage.
Come on,
that's
that
it.
Enchantment Under the Sea.
Exactly.
So how do you get the actor? The actor that played
Marvin Berry.
Marvin Berry.
Yeah, his name is Harry Waters Jr. And I looked all over the internet because I didn't know he didn't have an agent at the time. He had one back in the 80s, but he stopped acting, and he was teaching at this university in Minneapolis. And I was like, I found him. I called his office, and I pitched him the idea of coming to Argentina to sing one song for thousands of people. And he was like, I'm in. How much? And we negotiated, and we flew him to Argentina, and he could have been more grateful and gracious. And he sings. He is the voice that performs in the movie. So singing live, it just sounded like the movie.
Yeah.
And people were broken. Like the audience was crying. And he later on, we all got emotional because it was like emotional for him to come to see the love and passion in the end of the world, like all the way in South America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's such a cool experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe next time around I'll catch it.
Yes. I mean, we do it every other 2 or 3 years. I'm getting a little old to play Marty. I'm not going to do that anymore. But
Nonsense. Go on. So, growing up in Argentina, you said Buenos Aires?
Yes.
So how did that you said you were affected by or influenced by American culture, like your own musical journey. I guess when did you start playing music, and how did those influences how did they shape your sound, and like Argentine versus the United States, like coming together to create this unique kind of mix?
That's a great question because growing up and at the beginning of my musical life, I started writing songs in Spanish and in English at the same time, and I was very influenced by American folk music, and not so much from Argentine folklore and tango, and we have other types of music are from South America. And even though you listen to it and you grow up listening to it and it's in the background, you're at your grandpa's house and they're listening to tango all Sunday, every Sunday, and you go eat every Sunday, so that it's in you.
Sure.
And then and then later on I started playing. I met a group of funny people that were playing Argentine folklore, but new songs, new different types of lyrics. It felt like the Beatles, but Argentine folklore. And so their name is Los Tabaleros. And I fell in love with the band so much that I fell in love with the genre of music, started playing that with them, started playing bass, but I learned how to play bombo, and I learned how to play the rhythmic guitar that you play in that style, and that started creeping into my music. And so...
inevitably, it's going to be that cross-pollination.
Exactly. And I found that the rhythm in that is not it's kind of it's flirty. It's not giving you what, a drum kit would do on a rock song. It's just skipping beats and making you feel like you're about to fall. And it's very much Argentine in its nature.
That's really cool. Yeah. That's cool. So this next album you mentioned that's coming out, I'm not sure when this is going to be released, but... I guess, what do you say, this week? So, soon. How does that kind of compare to what you've done in the past? And, what kind of box would you put that in if you'd put it in one?
Well, I would say that one still lives in the world of Americana. I've recorded music after creating that EP and put it out that are more related to Argentine folklore, but in essence, there's a lot there that whether you can hear in a rhythm or not, or an arrangement or not, the musicians in the record are almost all of them but one Argentine.
Oh, wow.
So you can hear their interpretation of the genre, of the American genre of folk and Americana, from their take, as you can hear me write music in that way too. So I feel like that is already, like, you can pick up that there's something at least different.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, when one culture kind of like, when they rub up on each other like that, it's inevitably going to be a bit different. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So I initially came upon you, I learned about you through Open Folk, right? This thing that you do. So what exactly is Open Folk?
Open Folk is a musical community that I started with a friend 11 years ago. It started a little bit because of selfish reasons. We had all these sad songs that nobody wanted to hear, and
That you wrote, you mean?
Yeah. We started writing these songs. We were heartbroken at the same time. Different girl, and but it was the need to have a place to express ourselves, but also a place where people were listening. So we decided to create our own little party where people were asked not to talk while.
So it's a space, like you'd would it be the same venue, or like kind of switch it up? Or?
At the beginning was just one venue, but we had to move around because back 11 years ago in Argentina, we had the government was like really into closing venues, or like they asked coffee shops and stuff like that to have the legal status of a club, which is impossible for a coffee shop to have, a one person playing an acoustic guitar.
Right.
So that created a lot of like
interesting,
complicated situations. So we had to move, but that like grew the myth of this like folk thing that happened underground in houses and stuff like that.
They're trying to shut us down, man.
It grew into a beautiful music community there that it expanded to Spain, in Madrid, Barcelona, here in LA, and New York City, and in Buenos Aires, Bariloche, Neuquén, and Chapadmalal. Those are our cities.
So how many locations are in total now?
I think I counted 8 just now, but it might be 7 or maybe 9.
Really cool. So when did you first start it in Argentina, and now we're in LA? How long ago was it established in LA?
I started it in LA 3 years ago exactly. This week, actually.
Nice. All right. Happy anniversary. Yeah.
Thank you. I started it because it was when I moved here. I was like, I don't think anybody needs this. Like, I'm sure there's showcases that are great, and I realized that through people that had played open folk in Argentina that lived in LA that I didn't know that they lived here. I bumped into them and they were like, "Dude, you got to do that here." And I was like, I don't want to. It's a lot of work, but the gift of doing something like that and bringing people together, it just shows how important it is to create a space for independent artists to be able to express what they feel and how they feel and be heard. We don't need much, we are all already in this business of like playing and never making any money or barely making any money out of it. So we might as well make sure that what we do is valued and heard. And so I think that is what Open Folk stands for. And we've been, springing into creating standalone shows for artists, just supporting them in the production side of things to help them bring all the people that they can bring out, with purpose and with intention. Because also, live shows are so important nowadays, considering that AI is trying to take over everything else, that we must make sure that people have a reason to get out of their house and spend money to see something. So,
Well, to your point, like the difference between writing a song at home as an artist and just playing it for even just like your friends at home, the difference between then having a space like here, you're having it at a hotel cafe, right?
Yes.
So having a place like that, you can just go as part of this community and share it with other people that, are kind of like-minded in the same community. I think it's a super cool and like powerful movement. So I think it's awesome. It's really cool what you're doing.
Thank you.
But how do you Do you curate the people, or did they reach out, or is it both?
So people reach out and they submit information through a form. And being a musician, you never want to be good at spreadsheets, but if you get good at spreadsheets, you can do a lot. And so I've devised I devised like systems and like a little software that receives the information, alerts me.
Wow.
And so we're listening through thousands of submissions, and it's either that or we bump into someone.
Right.
Like in Argentina. One of the most funniest story of one of the most incredible artists that we've ever known was he was playing in a train, on the train, and my buddy who I started Open Folk with, didn't want to interrupt him, but he needed to get out of the thing, so he grabbed his card, just shoved it, and was like, "Call me, please, call me, please, call me," and he just gave him his card and jumped off the train while the guy was playing, and this was just this guy was like Robert Johnson. That's how good. It was blues 1930s, and he happened to be there, and that's how we met him. So that happens too, and then we reach out.
Sure.
But we try to bring as many new people as we can, but also bring back people who have played before.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Yeah, what's the turnover rate versus people who are coming back?
Well, usually what we try to do is 70% new people every week. So
cool, in terms of people performing.
Exactly.
Cool.
So you'll hear someone who you might. I mean, the audience don't necessarily come every week.
Sure, yeah.
But they might see someone again that they saw 6 months ago or 3 months ago.
Cool.
But the idea is to always have this feeling that you're witnessing something new. We don't tell the audience who's playing that night.
Oh, really? So they just come to Open Folk on Tuesdays, and
no expectations.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
No expectations, other than the promises. We're bringing a high quality. Carefully curated show of people that care that you're there to listen. Yeah,
absolutely. Cool. I mean, that's kind of, adjacent to what I'm trying to do here, just, curating a group of people and sharing their music and stories. So it's really cool to be able to get the chance to sit down with you and hear some songs. They were really awesome. But and I'm looking forward to the EP or album.
EP, yes.
Cool.
I'm so grateful for your invite
likewise.
and
Absolutely.
talking to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So is there anything else you want to share, stuff you've been working on? Plugs of any shapes and sizes?
Well, besides Open Folk, I do something called the Beatle Jam once a month that 50 musicians come together to perform songs from the Beatles. It's it's organized. It's a jam, but it's organized. There's no rehearsals, but it's pretty organized. Sure. And so we do that.
How do you become part of that?
Go to the BeatleJam.la on Instagram and submit to perform. Whether you play drums, bass, you sing, you can jump in on harmonies.
Nice, that's so cool.
Yeah, but that's one thing, and the other thing that I'm really excited about is I'm finishing up right now producing the record of an artist called Izzy Jones.
Cool.
She is someone that I met through Open Folk and the Beatle Jam, funny enough.
Nice.
I think she might have played the Beatle Jam first. She's an amazing songwriter. I'm super, super happy to have worked on her music, and it's just so exciting. And I'm
really
looking
cool.
forward for her record to come out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so, lastly, there was something I meant to say. You have a is it like a program or what have you called Chaos something?
Yes. It's the Chaos Workshop. That's something that I do 2 or 3 a year. It's a workshop for independent artists. It's called Survival of the Independent Artist. Mm-hmm. Basically, I gather all the experience that I've had working at a Universal Music, working with Gustavo Santaolalla, that it's the writer-producer that does the music of The Last of Us, won a couple of Oscars. I toured with him over Latin America. I learned a lot from him, not just touring with him. And just the experience of having done Open Folk and having met thousands of artists, we all have the same problem. And being able to endure the hardships of doing a career is the key to what I call success in this industry. It's just learning how to have fun and how to plan ahead and how to not go crazy and how to know and find yourself 3 steps in front of what you need to do. So it's a workshop that covers from marketing things to how to go about the telling your story as an artist. Yeah,
it's super important to be able to work with other people who kind of get it. Like you said, you had this experience working with Universal, which gives you that unique insight. But then being an artist, you like know all the things. You know, you've been through them yourself. So
Yeah.
that's super cool, and like supporting each other. I think it's really important.
It's important, and having worked at Universal Music, what you know is that there's different departments that take care of different things.
Yeah.
And the artist needs to be all of those departments. So
absolutely.
it is important that you separate all these different things, because if not, it's going to take over. That the feeling of playing the music is the problem, when actually the problem is like, yeah, we need to get organized. We need to learn stuff.
Yeah.
We need to keep up with, what's going on.
Yeah. So I guess I'll say lastly, so in terms of going back to your point about, telling people to, stick around and keep doing what they're doing, I'd read something about you having first moved to San Francisco and having a run-in with a local musician.
Yes.
A local like busker or something like that.
Yes.
So how did that kind of happen?
I moved to San Francisco when I was 21 years old, and I had read On the Road by Jack Kerouac, and I was like, I am going to go to San Francisco, and I'm going to make a living out of music. I was like having too many excuses not to try to make a living out of music. And I was very young, so I was like, I'm just going to do this. So I went to Powell Park Station, and where the subway meets the train down there, and pulled my guitar out and played for an hour and only made $1. I was like, all right, I guess I suck at this. So I just walked out, rolled a cigarette, and this dude was sitting there. He had a hat that said Jesus paid it all, and I was just he was just like smiling at me, and I was like, what? He was like, can I bum a cigarette? And I was like, sure. So I rolled him a cigarette, give him a cigarette, and he's like, you're good, but there's something missing. And I was like, oh yeah, what? And he says, why are you here? And I was like, I was struck by the question, like, and I said, like, I'm here to make money playing music. That's what I came here for, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, but why are you here? Why are you here? And I was like, I kept saying the same thing until he asked me for a third time, and I was like, I am here because I love music, and that's all I want to ever do. He's like, exactly. But if you're thinking about the money won't come. But if you're thinking about what you're doing, if you're singing and you're intentionally singing to people that are walking by, give them a moment. Like, the moment the music leaves you, it's a gift to them. So make sure that translates to them. Yeah. Just look at them, smile at them, turn around, look at somebody else. Yeah. And don't think about the money will come. Like, if you're doing the thing for the money, it doesn't work like that. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, dude, whatever. He had a guitar there. He looked scruffy as fuck, like I grabbed the stuff. I went out there and played for 20 minutes and made $60. I counted it, put it back in my hat, and I offered it to him. And I was like, Frankie, have my money and it's yours. And he's like, I'm rich. I don't need your money.
Oh, I love it.
And he taught me so many things. There were so many things and rules about and how to relate to your colleagues. Everybody's your colleague, whether they're homeless, whether they're crazy, if they have a guitar and they play music, they're your colleagues. They can be good, they can be bad, they can be a horrible colleague. Yeah. But they're still your colleagues, and you owe them that respect, and you need to act like that towards them. Nothing can ever make you judge them. It was just so clearly important. It's like, we're all here to make a living. Right. So there's rules, and I learned so much from him. So much of Open Folk has some of his the
little pieces of
legacy.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Well, it was a joy sitting down with you. I really appreciate you coming out. Fede Petro, Midnight Gaucho. Find him on all the spots: Spotify, Instagram, etc.
Yes.
Hey, man,
hey, thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
Man, likewise. That's great.